Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Sharin no Kuni, Himawari no Shoujo. If there's a difference in my mic, that's because I changed my mic. I actually bought this mic a long time ago, but never really used it because I thought it didn't change much. But I guess I like this mic a lot more. It might sound a bit louder, or it might sound a bit different. Hopefully you guys can get used to it. I think it shouldn't sound that much different. Sorta. It might sound louder though, and that's probably a good thing. But yeah, last time I said I was gonna continue playing Sharin no Kuni, I lied. I did drink coffee, but I was too tired. In the end, I had to go to bed. So this is the day after. And yeah, let's continue where we left off and hopefully we can finish off chapter 4. I say that, but it is already quite late. It's 11 p.m. right now. So we'll see. We left Natsumi's apartment later than usual. She had been worried about this and that, so it had taken a while to get ready. What happened last time again? We fell down, we saw Kenichi's past, and then Natsumi started treating us differently, right? To my knowledge, that's what happened. But yeah, this is... I try to be objective when playing this game, but the fact that it makes you... it makes me like get drawn in to my nostalgia. It's kind of... it really makes it hard to see this game objectively. I guess you decide if I'm being biased towards the game or not. I feel like I am being a bit biased, like as we move on through the chapters. I know for sure when I was playing chapter 1 and 2 I wasn't biased. Not yet anyway. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm fine. I got plenty of sleep. I must have scratched my right arm against a rock or something though. There was a slight stinging pain running down the back of it. Other than that though, I was fine. Well, your loving care should preclude the possibility of that. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I know my body's limits. Anyway, let's hurry up. We're gonna be late. We started walking alongside each other. Alongside each other? I stole a glance to my side. Sure enough, Natsumi was walking right alongside me. This was quite different from usual. You know, how she always tried to keep a distance between us when we were heading to school. Nothing. Never mind. She was probably sticking close to me because she was worried about my physical condition. Thank you. I murmured it softly enough that Natsumi couldn't hear it. She was looking up at the brightly shining sun. God, it's still way too damn hot. Yeah, she's been making a lot more conversations, hasn't she? That's nice. I actually do feel just like Kenichi, like I'm really glad that she's opening up, sorta. Yes. Yeah, I think that's just you. Nah, I'm sure I could ask any random passerby and they'd agree with me. You're the odd man out here, Nachan. Yup. Looked like autumn was still a long way off. It was hot enough that you'd break out into a sweat in no time flat just from standing around. She still hadn't given up, I see. Well, I guess that might be part of it.
私みたいにスカートにしたらいいと思いますよ。
Are you serious?
何がですか？
Wouldn't it be kind of sketchy if I were to wear a skirt?
危険ですか？
You know, screwed up.
別に。
It turned me into a pervert.
どこがですか？
I think that's common sense.
あ
Looked like she had finally understood.
あ、森田さん、よく動き回りますもんね。下着が見えたら困りますよね。
She gave an embarrassing little haha. That's not what I meant. She was missing the point.
分かってますよ。今のは冗談です。
Nani? Wow. She just made fun of me. It's kind of awkward that she's opening up so easily. Because, before, we were trying so hard and she always put up her guard. She must have really regretted not being able to save us, huh? Either that or something else happened that we don't know about. Something hit me as we were walking to school. Was it just my imagination? Or were there quite a few couples among the student body?
立ち止まってどうしたんですか？
Nothing. I just realized that there seemed to be a lot of couples in these parts.
カップルですか？
She glanced around, like I had done earlier.
なんか皆さん手をつないでますね。
Sure enough, everyone around us was holding hands as they entered the school. Actually, now that I thought about it, this couple phenomenon had begun when school had gotten back in session. Sheesh, the end of summer vacation must be one prosperous occasion for youngsters. Of course, they would just break up as soon as autumn rolled around. I looked at Natsumi standing beside me. She didn't seem to care. She was just spacing out, staring at the gate. Hey, Nachan. Damn you! Damn you, bias. Damn my bias. At it again. Okay, I'm biased towards Natsumi, alright. That I can't deny. I think I'm biased towards Natsumi ever since the start of the game. That I can't deny, like I said. But I don't think I was biased towards the game from the start. Let's just put it that way. Are you interested in couples?
ないです。
She answered immediately. And then just went back to staring. This time though, she looked a little sullen. Sorry.
いえ、私は恋愛をしてはいけないのですから。いいんです。
We passed through the school gate. Isuna popped up in front of me as soon as it was lunchtime.
聞いたよ、森田くん。
About what?
崖から落ちたんだって。
Does everyone in the class already know about that?
でも無事だったんだね。
Pretty much. I had to admit, Isuna's uncharacteristic geniality was fairly refreshing. What the heck is a geniality? Quality of having a friendly and cheerful manner. Okay.
死ねばよかったのに。
I knew it.
おお、ケンイチ。おお。
Sachi thrust out her jaw like a seal.
生きてたんだね。心配したんだよ。ケンイチ、もう動いてもいいわけ？
They both looked rather concerned. I thought I was a goner for a second there. Let me tell you, but it looks like I'm a tougher nut to crack than that.
ケンイチってさ、いっつも平気な顔してるから騙されるんだよね。私も同じ意見かな。ケンイチって肝心なことを黙ってる性格っぽいし。
そんな森田くんだけど、サチさんと委員長には気に留めておいてほしいことがある。
何？くだらないことだったら怒るから。
大丈夫だよ。これでも作家だからね。こんな話があるんだ。ある時 階段から転落事故を起こした人がいてね、かなりの高さがあったんだけど、幸いかすり傷程度で済んだんだ。ところが事実とは酷なものさ。その人は無事だったんじゃなく、気づかなかっただけ。脳をひどく損傷したことに気づかないまま放置していて、ある時ぽっくりあの世に行った。早めに精密検査をしていれば助かったかもしれないのにね。
病院行こう、病院。
Hey, you're gonna tear my arm off.
もしものことがあったらどうする気？
Great. He had taken his Sona's little story seriously. Come on, guys. I told you. I'm fine. I tried to slip out of their grasp.
まあ夏美ちゃんを命がけで助けた部分は評価してあげるけどね。
日向さんをかばったんだって。すごいじゃん、超かっこいいじゃん。
No, that's not it. This whole mess got started because I tried to approach her too forcefully.
何それ、どういう状況なの？
What a ruckus.
ついに襲いかかってしまったんだろ。
マジで？寝込み？変態。
Wait.
目の前では夏美が柔らかそうな胸を上下させて寝息を立てている。俺は喉を鳴らした。触れてみたい。同じ部屋で数日過ごした結果、よこしまな葛藤は最高潮に達していたのだ。
What the hell are you narrating from?
悪魔がささやいたんでしょう。やっちゃえやっちゃえって。でもそこに天使がささやいたんでしょ。やっちゃえやっちゃえって。
Were they trying to say that I lacked the conscience? Oh, shut up, you idiots. That's not what happened at all. Well, it looked like I didn't really need to say it. They all knew that I didn't have the guts to come on to Natsumi like that. Anyway, it would appear that everyone was seriously worried about my condition. Honestly, their degree of concern was making me feel a bit bashful. My eyes wandered over to Natsumi's desk. She was hunched over as usual. Natsumi didn't attempt to join us. It was hard to believe that she had always used to be the center of attention. Just as I was about to invite her over,
森田くん。あ、お母さん。
Yo, how are you doing? Man, it feels like it's been a while.
ぼちぼちね。
Judging by the way Kyoko-san was smiling, her burden had been eased significantly since the last time I had seen her.
それより、ほおずき先生が呼んでいるわよ。
Oh my.
ケンイチ、気をつけてね。
An abrupt summons, eh? Alright, I guess I'll skedaddle on out of here. Thanks for telling me, Kyoko-san.
ふん、犬がよ、飼い主に尻尾振りに行くのかよ。
I knew that Isono's comment was just another joke, but it still kind of got to me. A dog, huh? I collected myself and left the classroom. A chill ran down my spine the instant I set foot inside the room. The atmosphere here made one feel as if their life was about to be changed forever, and not in a good way. We gotta remember that Hozuki was the one who saved us in the end. It feels like he already knew these sort of events was gonna happen, right? It's like he predicted all this stuff. There were two people in the room, Hozuki and a man in an austere sort of uniform. He gave me a short appraisal, then exited the room.
今の男はお前の命の恩人だぞ。
So, he was the guy who had carried me off of the cliff. I see. I didn't get to thank him then. Hozuki examined my body from top to bottom.
かすり傷で済んだか。お前は実に運がいいな。
I'd have to agree.
だが私に拾われたのは不幸だったな。
So, what is it that you need of me?
無論、日向夏美の監督についてだ。
I responded immediately. There hasn't been a lot of progress, but I felt that she had started opening up to me a bit.
歯切れが悪い。遊んでいるのか、貴様。
I wasn't. Damn it. This guy still held authority over me. His gaze alone had been enough to make me shrink backwards.
懐かしい故郷に帰り、昔の仲間と触れ合い、友情や愛情を育み、いつの間にか自分が特別高等人を目指しているということを忘れているのではないか。
No. The dog of the country cowered before his owner.
よもや何かよからぬことでも企んでいるのではあるまいな。
Huh? Something felt off about that remark. I felt a strange sensation, like a seed had just been planted in my chest.
まあよい。今日は日向夏美についての追加調書が届いたので、森田に内容を話しておくとする。
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir? The strange sensation I had just felt began to spread throughout my entire chest.
森田が、いや、樋口健にとって幼なじみの日向がいつでも明るい笑顔を振りまいていた少女がどうして他人を拒絶するようになったのか興味があるだろう。
And so, Hozuki began explaining the details of Natsumi's stint in government custody. In fine detail, as if he sought to drive Natsumi herself into a corner. It happened 4 years ago, right around the time that Higuchi Ken had become Morita Kenichi and had occupied himself with the special high-class individual exam. A girl's voice echoed through the dim interrogation room.
なんて言われても知らないものは知りません。
The interrogator merely repeated the same question again and again, his expression unchanging. I actually don't remember much about what happened, by the way.
お前が誘惑したんだろ？
だから違います。
ビービーわめくな。お前が佐久間さんの一人息子をたぶらかし多額の金品を受け取っていたのは事実だろう。
確かに佐久間くんは私に時計やネックレスをくれましたけど、それはそっくりそのまま返しました。
佐久間さんはそうは言っていない。ここに被害届まであるぞ。
知らないものは知らないんです。
ガキのくせになかなか強情だな。
Natsumi was a pure-hearted, honest girl. As such, these men had trouble dealing with her.
そろそろ時間ですよ。もうお家に返してください。
うち？お前の家族はあの樋口三郎に加担した重罪人だろ？お前に帰るうちなどあるのか？
あります。お友達が待ってくれてます。さっちゃんや磯野くん、それにケンちゃんも帰ってきてくれているかも。
誰だ？ケンちゃんというのはまた男か？
あなたたちには関係ないです。
The interrogator made the assumption that this Ken of hers was her weak point.
ケンというのはもしかして樋口三郎の一人息子か？
なんでそれを知ってるんですか？
They had investigated every detail of Natsumi's life.
そいつはな、崖から転落して死んだそうだ。
そんなの嘘に決まってます。
しかしもっと話が聞きたくなっただろう。
And thus, they lengthened the duration of her investigation. She was originally scheduled to be detained for only 2 days, but that period of time had now been extended to 2 weeks. Natsumi was forced to sit in a hard chair and deal with imposing government officials from morning until night.
お前がやったと証言する人がいるんだぞ。
誰ですか、その人は。
確かな人だ。
その人に会わせてください。会って話がしたいです。
規則でできないことになっている。早く認めてしまえ。色目を使っていたと緑に手をつないで相手の心を惑わせたのだと。
嫌です。私そんなつもりじゃない。手をつなぐのは温かくて、それがお友達なら普通のことだから。
貴様、
The interrogators were reaching their wits' end, to tell the truth. They had assembled a team of experts in order to force a confession, but Natsume had proved unusually resilient. They would be forced to release her from their custody before long. So they began employing more barbaric methods. The law prohibited the use of violence against suspects. However, within that dark, gray room, the only law was that of the interrogation team. This method in particular seemed rather effective. Whenever they would touch her ribbon, she would be sent into quite the panic. As a result, they were able to begin cornering her. The precious ribbon that her mother had given her, the precious ribbon that I had so light-heartedly lavished with praise. Natsume was frantically trying to throw off the man's hands, but her resistance would simply drive her further into a corner. They charged her with 2 new crimes, assault and obstruction of public duty, and thus extended the period of her detention even further. Man, fuck this country, dude. 3 months. At this point, you'd have had to begin to suspect that something larger was at work behind the scenes. Natsume had remained a prisoner for an unbelievable amount of time. Natsume's eyes had already lost their light. She had been reduced to near incoherence. All she could do was call out to her mother and to me. Natsume's entire body stiffened up. Before long, her screams transformed into a confession. That's enough. Stop.
時間をかけてゆっくりと痛めつければ人の心など簡単にしぼんでいくのだ。
That's very insightful. My heart felt empty. I'd already lost my anger toward their treatment of her. I'd already lost my sympathy for Natsume's plight. All that I had left was a sense of helplessness. False charge. It was obviously a false charge, so why?
正常が不安定だった当時ではよくある話だ。
We need to make an appeal at once. We need a retrial.
証拠がない。
That's ridiculous. What the hell were you reading off just now then?
非公式の情報で裁判での証拠能力はない。
I started feeling dizzy. So, this injustice will simply be permitted. Ozuki slammed his cane against the floor.
許す許さないではない。ただ現実、日向夏美は義務を負っている。それだけのことだ。
That's fucked up. Words forced themselves from my mouth of their own accord. This is way too fucked up. There's something really wrong here. Was it my father's fault for causing the civil war? My fault for not being able to be by her side? The fault of those who had so tormented her? My brain seethed. I couldn't get a handle on the situation.
さらに
Huh?
義務を課せられ寮暮らしを始めた日向はそれほど幸福ではない毎日を過ごしていたようだな。
What happened?
詳しくは不明だが、日向に親切にしていた寮の管理人が行方不明になっている。
I'll keep that in mind. I took deep breaths, trying to calm myself down.
では戻れ。
I didn't have the energy to say, excuse me, as I left. School had already ended. I needed to try and act calm. I washed my face in the bathroom, trying to calm my breathing further. I then grabbed my Duralumin case and returned to the classroom. There wouldn't be anyone left at this hour. That would make things easier for me. I didn't want to make a mistake and reveal my feelings.
やっと戻ってきたようだな、サボリマ。
And just why are you here, Isono? Sachi and Toka. You guys too. I hastily applied a smile.
一度は帰ろうとしたんだけどね。
She looked a bit sulky. Well, aren't we in a bad mood? Did you have your manju confiscated?
違うよまんじゅうを没収されたのは本当だけどね。
Wait, really?
バレないかなって。京子先生、すごい形相で取り上げてたよ。
Yeah. This was kind of soothing. They were easing my troubled mind without even realizing it. Anyway, why are you all still here?
ん？
You're getting a little close there, partner.
うん？
What?
ケンイチ、なんか変？
Are you serious?
ああ、確かになんか変。
Are you friggin' kidding me? Had I always been this easy to see through?
ずいぶんと機嫌が悪そうだね、森田くん。
You little...
何？ケンイチ、機嫌悪いの？なんかトゲトゲしてる感じはするね。
You're the one who's pissy.
なんでよ。
Have you already forgotten? You're One PC Toka, aren't you?
なんでそんな前の話？なにどんな話？上がりそうじゃん。
君たち、森田くんのペースに飲まれてるぞ。話をはぐらかされてるじゃないか。
And Isono, bless his soul, got us back on track.
そうよ。どうして機嫌悪いの？なんかあったの？
Don't worry about me.
なんだい？呼び出しで嫌な話でもされたかい？
あ、黙った。
やっぱりね。
はい、ケンイチ。
Sachi suddenly chucked my Duralumin case at me. I just barely caught it. Hey, be careful with that.
ぶつぶつ文句言ってないで。言ってあげて。
Get going.
待ってるよ、ひなたさん。
Nachan is?
校門のあたりでぼーっとしてるよ。
Alright. Hey guys, thanks a lot.
礼はいらん。京子さんをくれ。
Sorry, but I can't help you with that one, bro.
そのことなんだけどさ、磯野って本気で。
The three of them continued their conversation in a classroom. There was a girl leaning on the school gate. Her face was a mask of anxiety. Nachan,
森田さん。
you haven't left yet?
いい。
Were you perchance waiting for little old me? Well, yeah, but I needed to ham it up a bit.
はい。
Seriously? No joking? That makes me positively ecstatic. Mind if I do a little jig?
私は森田さんに監督されてますから。だからです。
The same tone as always. Hey, come on. You still waited for me. You've kept trying to slip out of here without me knowing up until now, haven't you?
それは
Let's go, Nachan.
はい。一緒に帰りましょう。
What was it that I could do to heal Natsumi's wounds? Our trip home was uneventful. What do we even need to do to make her, like, to get rid of her obligation? They never explained it to us. In Sachi's case, it was to, you know, work or give money. In Toka's case, it was the mom or the parent authority canceling the obligation. What about her? What do we need to do to make her not, you know, to make her get rid of the obligation? Natsumi gazed up at the sky, seemingly unconcerned with the world. You really love taking in the surroundings, huh?
景色を見ていると時間の流れが早いんです。
Usually it's actually a lot longer when you do that.
壁を見てぼーっとするよりも時間が過ぎるたびに姿形を変える景色は見ていて飽きませんから。
I see.
それくらいしかすることもしたいこともありませんし。
I ended up joining her in gazing at the sky.
それだけじゃないです。
Huh?
静かに壁を見ていると私ってここに存在してしまっているんだって思ってしまう時があるんです。あ、私がここにいて誰かに干渉をしてるんじゃないかって。けれど景色、空は違います。どこまでも広くてどこまでも深い。そして風の旋律があります。私が小さい存在なんだって何度でも教えてくれます。道端の小さな石ころみたいに気づかれることもないような存在なんだって。
Natsumi hadn't changed. She had been changed. Thoroughly. Not a trace had been left behind. I wonder how things would have gone if she were still the old Natsumi. Would she be living this listless existence? No. I'm sure that she would lose herself in a breathless chase toward the evening sun. Laughing together with the friend she was holding hands with. Natsumi came to a halt. What's wrong?
風です。
She spread out her hands and shut her beautiful eyes. Her chest slowly moved up and down. She was taking a series of deep breaths.
風の匂いがするんです。
Oh, let me try that. I did as I said. I closed my eyes and opened my palms to the sky. The wind carried Natsumi's scent to me.
どうですか、森田さん。
It smells very nostalgic.
懐かしいですか。
Yeah, it's a smell that I really love. For the longest time, it was but a memory.
詩人みたいですね。
I opened my eyes. Natsumi, you cannot change the past or the actions of others, but you can change the future and try to change yourself.
何ですか、急に。
I silently looked up at the sky. Food! Food! I drummed my chopsticks against the bowl, demanding dinner.
行儀が悪いと思うんです。やめておいた方がいいと思います。もうすぐできますので我慢して待ってください。
She got mad at me. I rolled it around on the floor while waiting for my food. Natsumi's admonishment fresh on my mind. Hey, this is kind of strange. Normally she'd be done with it by now. Natsumi always paid careful attention to the time, though she was nothing compared to Sachi in that regard, of course. She always served dinner at the exact same time every night.
森田さん、なんで回ってるんですか？
Oopsie daisy. Don't worry about it. She carried in dinner just as I was starting to feel nauseous. Whoa, this looks fabulous.
そうですかね。 ならいいんですけど。
Hey, don't go hiding in the corner now. This stuff looks so good that I'd be ashamed to eat it by myself.
まだ座ってないですけど。
Come on, come on, come on. Come eat with me.
そうですね。私も食べることにします。
You're so stubborn, Nachan.
じゃあ私の分も持ってきますね。
I assure you that eating together will make this food at least 10 times more delicious. Wait, what did she just said? I think she had just hinted that she would enjoy eating dinner with me.
お待たせです。
Natsumi returned, carrying a tray with silverware on it. She placed it on the table. Wait a sec. We're going to eat together? Weren't you on a diet?
私邪魔ですか？
No way. Absolutely not. I'm as happy as a clam. I corrected my posture.
よかった。
We both stared at each other, our backs completely rigid.
なんか朝と違って恥ずかしいですね。
I don't think you should say things like that out loud.
そうですね。
Anyway, let's dig in before it gets cold.
はい。
We were eating dinner together for the first time. Ah, yes. Tonight's dinner is especially delicious. It truly is infinitely more satisfying to share meals with others.
ですね。
You know, I tried a bit of Toka's cooking back when I was supervising her. It was actually pretty good. I'd say she's gained 3 levels or so since the Amnesty Festival.
大根さん、料理うまいですもんね。
Hey, why don't we try eating with everyone sometime? You can get more opinions on your cooking. How about it?
そうですね。そうできたらいいと思います。
It seems she's a lot meeker. Bit by bit, I was establishing a rapport with Natsumi. I would keep looking for things that I could do for her. Is it really a rapport though? Or is she like forcing herself to do this? For unknown reasons, I don't know. I went outside for a smoke break. When I returned, I was surprised to find that the lights were still on. Natsumi pried her drooling eyelids apart with sheer force of will. What's wrong, Nachan? I thought you'd be asleep by now. I put my pipe back in my case and walked over to Natsumi.
森田さん。
Hey, you're looking pretty drowsy. Why don't you go ahead and scoot off to bed?
いえ、森田さん、お話があるんですよね。話したいことがあるって言ってたから、それ聞こうと思って起きて待ってました。
Nachan.
はい。
She forced her eyes open. Okay. Is it okay if I say it flat out?
はい。言ってくださっていいです。
I got just a hair closer to Natsumi. Let's go on a date tomorrow.
困ります。デートだなんて。
Why? Because you hate my guts?
好きとか嫌いとかそういうことじゃないです。私の義務知ってて言ってるんですか？
Oh, that. Don't worry about that. I'm your high-class individual, so I'm allowed a bit of leeway. That was a lie, of course. Touching Natsumi without having a very good reason for doing so would get me arrested, regardless of whether or not I was the high-class individual in charge of her.
でも
Do you have any other objections?
明日平日で休みじゃなくて仏滅だし。
She was in a panic.
そうですそうです。学園があるじゃないですか。だから残念ですけど。
Well, actually, this isn't your average date. It's more along the lines of special guidance. Since you're a rehabilitee, you don't really have the right to refuse me.
そんな
That aside, I would have never imagined that you'd stay up waiting for me. To be honest, I was kind of nervous about having to broach this topic first thing in the morning.
断れないですよね。
You got it.
どうしてもですか。
You got it.
わかりました。指導なら仕方ありません。
Natsumi reluctantly acquiesced. There we go. I think I said it right. I know we've seen this word before, but I already forgot what it means. But probably accepted, you know? Okay, let's skedaddle on to bed. Aw, man. I feel great.
私は逆に眠れなくなりそうです。
She lay down in her futon, apparently crestfallen. See you tomorrow, Nachan. Well, I had managed to beat a promise out of her in the end. My satisfaction sped me off to sleep. Nice weather we're having recently, eh? Sunlight was beaming in through the window. Perfect weather for a date. Good morning, Nachan. I washed my face, then returned to the room and greeted Natsumi.
おはようございます。
Hey, you're looking pretty stiff. What's wrong?
いえ、朝からすごく元気だなぁと。
You bet your butt I am. After all, today will be an important date to remember. My very first...
第1回、何がですか？
My very first date with Nachan, of course.
デートですか？
I guess she had forgotten about it. How appalling.
本当に行くんですか？
Of course.
学園休んでですか？
Yup.
ちゃんと学園に報告した方がいいですよね。
Report to them. About what exactly?
遊びに行くとです。
So you're telling me that they'll say it's okay for us to go goof off?
はい。
Kyoko-san will murder us.
はあ、そうですね。
So, it would seem that you are quite dismayed at the prospect of embarking upon a date with me.
そういうわけでは。
So we're all good then.
えっと。
I'll explain it to the school later, alright? I bombarded her with requests for compliance until she gave in.
わかりました。それじゃあ朝食の準備をしますね。
This feels quite awkward. Nice thinking. We need to stock up on energy for our date later. Ah. Alright. I just thought of something. Nachan.
はい。
Make us a box lunch, will you?
お弁当？
Yup. You've got to have a homemade box lunch for your first date after all.
えっと。
Hmm?
ごめんなさい。
Hey, don't be like that. Is it really that much different from just cooking breakfast?
でもそういう気分には。
No matter what?
はい。ごめんなさい。
Well, if that's what you're going for, I suppose I will have to employ my last resort. I pointed my finger at Natsumi's nose. I will be making an addition to your special guidance.
もう一つ。もしかして。
Acting on my authority as a high-class individual, I compel one Hinata Natsumi to make a boxed lunch.
そんな。
It really does feel like we're forcing her to do something. But it might not necessarily be a bad thing. Because it doesn't even look like she was enjoying life when she wasn't being forced like this, right? Looks like you don't have a choice now, huh?
森田さんってひどい人だったんですね。
Cast upon me whatever aspersions you wish. I will eat your box lunch in the end.
これも指導なんですよね。
Precisely.
仕方ないですよね。わかりました。作ります。
Natsumi understood that she had no other options, and thus offered me her consent. Well, maybe understood is going a bit too far. It was more like she had just gone with the flow. She trotted off into the kitchen, her shoulders drooping. Talk about abusing your authority, man. Says the guy who does it. Natsumi's eyes were roaming aimlessly about the room. What's up?
いえ、その学園をサボってるのに出かけようとしてるのでドキドキします。
Oh crap, it's Kyoko sensei. She immediately tried to hide the basket that she was carrying.
私やましいことなんてだからこれは違うんです。今日は天気も良くて雨は降らないし。
Man, you're being so mean, dude. She shut her eyes and apologized desperately.
ごめんなさい。先生。
She timidly opened her eyes. There was no one in the hallway, of course.
大根先生は
Not here.
嘘だったんですか。
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Anyway, we need to hurry up. What if some late students spot us? I hastily left the scene.
待ってください。
She followed me, alarmed. Why are we being so mean? Had it rained last night or something? There was a small rainbow in the sky. You're a pretty dutiful gal, aren't you, Nachan?
どうしてですか。
Well, you wouldn't want anyone to see you skipping school, right?
はい。
So then, I looked around me. There was absolutely nothing that could have been construed as cover of any sort. Why exactly are you watering the flowers in broad daylight like this?
理由がどうあれ水をあげないわけにはいきません。枯れてしまいますから。
Well, yeah, but...
そんなの困ります。私の時間つぶしができなくなります。あとお花が枯れるのはかわいそうですし。
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't be able to have very much fun if you had neglected to do something back home, huh?
はい。これで心置きなく遊びに出かけられます。
Goof off?
いや、間違えました。特別指導でした。
Nah, you had it on the money.
でも、
Let's have some fun, okay? I'll admit that I called it guidance, but I'd really rather that we just enjoy ourselves. Of course, this all depends on how you feel about the matter, Nachan. So what did you say?
はい。
She's being very, very meek about this. Her response was so faint that I barely heard it. We had arrived in the shopping district. It was fairly empty, what with it being a weekday and all. Ah, doesn't this make you feel liberated?
そうですね。
Hmm? Why are you staring at your feet? What's wrong?
私は森田さんみたいに勇気持ってないですから。見つかったらどうしようってそればかり頭の中でぐるぐるしてしまって。
Hey now, no one is going to see us. They're all at school.
けれど商店街の人に密告されるかも。
Tell on us. I think you're being a bit paranoid. I'll take care of anything that happens anyway. Don't worry about a thing. I gave her a smile.
はい。
Come on now. Let's stand up straight, okay?
はい。
She tilted her neck, and her neck alone, slightly upward. Huh? Is that what you consider standing up straight?
そうですけど。
I was somehow reminded... It somehow reminded me of a decrepit old giraffe. Typo. Anyway, we needed to get going. So, is there anywhere you want to go? I was feeling pretty awkward about this whole date thing, to be honest. It was kind of out of my element, so to speak. I wasn't really sure what to do. Why the fuck would I would I go to pachinko, damn it? ん? Yes?
学園に
Nope.
じゃあコインランドリーとか
Huh? Why?
そろそろ乾燥機でも見て目を回したい季節かなと
There was a season for watching dryers?
世の中がしっかり回ってるのを見ると安心するんですよね
Hey, Nachan, you shouldn't do stuff like that. It's a bad habit.
ならせめて目の前で指をぐるぐるしてもらえませんか
No, I cannot. You need to look at reality.
現実は辛いことがいっぱいです
I think she was getting a bit tired. I decided to just walk around town a little bit for the time being. I took a deep breath and then got on with it. Man, it's really obvious when there are no people around like this.
何をですか
The fact that this town has changed so much.
変わったですかはあは
She nodded repeatedly.
よくわからないんですが
And why the hell did you just nod? Well, I'm talking about how this place used to be nothing but a mountain of rubble.
どういうことですか
You lived through it too, didn't you? The uprising, I mean. Anyone who did should know what I'm talking about.
そうですね嫌なことはすぐ忘れるんで
Whoa, this mailbox made it through. I said something that only a previous inhabitant of the area would have known. This mailbox had survived the battle.
すと
Right, the mailbox.
とす
Hey, who are you trying to fool?
何のことですか
You recognize this spot, don't you?
何がですか
I gave up. Time to find another topic. Oh, so the confectionery store around here is gone now. It was a used clothing store now. I used to go to it all the time with a friend of mine. The owners were so friendly too. What a shame. Natsumi and I had many memories here. We would come here and try playing the lottery with our allowances. How about you, Nachan? Did you shop here often?
部屋の鍵
Hmm?
部屋の鍵閉め忘れた気がします
Don't worry, I checked.
ガスの
I made sure to turn off the gas.
カーテン
Well, we didn't shut the curtains.
ダメですダメです邪神が来ますよ向かいからすっごいのが
What kind of demon?
いや本当に勘弁してください
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of the demon. It would appear that Natsumi was quite opposed to the idea of recollecting her past. I'm also not... I'm probably also kind of... I also probably don't want to recollect my past. To some degree. We walked down the mountain path at a quick pace. I was making sure to avoid any steep slopes. So I doubted that Natsumi was having a hard time. Oh, sorry about that. In the end, you just can't beat a picnic in the mountains, can you? For a date, I mean. Walking through the hills like this kind of makes me feel like dashing off for a sprint.
元気があっていいですね。私はゆっくり登りたい派です。
That said, she was maintaining a steady pace. She had no problems keeping up with me. You know, I get the feeling that you're pretty adept at scaling this thing.
そんなことないですよ。普通です。
I beg to differ. I find your current movements quite dexterous.
まあ、田舎っ子ですから。
I see. A country girl. I had to admit, that was actually a pretty convincing argument. We finally reached an open area. After finding a nice spot, we spread out our vinyl sheet. We were both sitting around the basket. So is this lunch gonna be absolutely delish? We reached out toward the basket.
当日に言われたので頑張ってはみましたけど。
Inside the basket were a variety of neatly arranged sandwiches. There were also quite a few different ingredients, ranging from tomatoes to salmon. Oh geez. Yeah, I have to say, this is really something.
そうですか。なんか自信ないので。
Well, you should. An amateur couldn't fix something like this. Nice work, Nachan. Alright, enough wasting time. It was time to dig in. First, the tomato. I feel kind of awkward. What is going on? I put it in my mouth. But Kenichi is probably thinking of something, right? This can't just be a day to goof off. It's pretty good. It was so delicious that I forgot to overreact. And here I was thinking that sandwiches would taste basically the same no matter who made them. Natsumi cast her gaze aside, visibly embarrassed. She had probably realized that was more than just my usual compliment. So, about this area.
はい。
Did you ever come around here before? Like, when you were a kid? Her face was saying, this again?
そうですね。来ましたよ。
Oh, a bite. Oh, wow. So have you been interested in mountain climbing since you were a kid or something?
いえ、昔この近くに幼馴染が住んでたので。
In a place as remote as this.
ヘンピーですか。私はこの辺り全部好きですよ。毎日が楽しかったですから。自分に正直になれてた頃ですから。
Because that childhood friend was there with you. For a moment, she looked a little confused.
ですです。
She ended up nodding, however. Nodding with just a trace of sadness in her heart. This might be a little sudden, but...
はい。
What would you think if I told you that that childhood friend of yours was me? Strength fled from Natsumi's hands. That was not just a bit sudden, that was really sudden. The sandwich she had been holding fell onto her knees. She made no attempt to pick it up.
びっくりしました。
She smiled awkwardly.
森田さん、すぐにそうやって私の過去を詮索するんですね。
She shook her head back and forth. She was clearly chiding herself for getting caught up in what I had said.
全然似てませんし、ケンちゃんに。
I see.
ケンちゃんは帰ってきませんよ。きっとどこかで幸せに暮らしてるんです。
She laughed weakly, then picked her sandwich back up. Natsumi took in the sights and sounds of the nature surrounding us as she ate her sandwich. I got the impression that she was trying to convince herself that she was doing okay. We stopped by the riverside just before sunset. The sound of the water flowing through was quite relaxing. The day sure passed us by, huh?
ですね。
We followed the flow of the river with our eyes. Time passes so slowly that it drives you nuts when you're at school, but it zips by so easily when you're having fun. The Amnesty Festival sure felt like it went by in an instant. Our time spent there was so fleeting.
でも楽しかったですね。
Yeah, there's no mistaking that. The sunset really made you feel like reflecting on the past. Reflecting on the past in order to prepare for the day that lay ahead, I suppose. Sachi, Toka, and Nachan. 3 girls with obligations. All of them were living in the present, all the while dealing with their burdens. I formed deep relationships with each of them. We all learned many things about each other. I ended up seeing something that my training up to this point had never possessed. Human strength. I looked at Natsumi. Sachi and Toka's obligations had been cancelled. And your obligation will be cancelled as well, Nachan.
私は
Natsumi bit her lip.
私は
I picked up a pebble and skipped it across the surface of the river. Let's give it our all and get that obligation of yours cancelled, okay? So that we can have fun with everyone else again. Natsumi hugged her shoulders. Let's go to the sunflower field. I want to see the sunflower field.
でもそろそろ暗くなりますよ。
Let's go. There's something I want to talk to you about there. I started walking off without waiting for Natsumi to reply. She stood in place for a bit, but soon chased after me. The sunflower field was a bit chilly at night. Are you cold?
大丈夫です。
She peered at the sunflower field. She was probably thinking that we had just come here to look at the scenery. I took a single look at our surroundings. Nachan. I called out to her.
はい。
She responded. I want you to look at me. I want you to look into my eyes.
あの
Nachan. She turned toward me. She did not attempt to meet my gaze. But you know what? That yellow ribbon really suited her. It was clearly getting a bit old, and it was a bit torn here and there. But you could tell that she always took care of it. Nachan. Back then, I had been the one unable to look her in the eyes. I had been embarrassed. But it was different now. I spoke from the very depths of my heart. Your ribbon's really pretty. Her delicate body trembled for just a moment. It really suits you. You got it from your mom, right?
どうしてそのこと
Those stammers. It was like I was looking at myself from long ago.
森田さん
She couldn't form the words.
森田さん
Time was all that had flowed impartially. Two people who had their situations reversed finally intersected with one another once more.
森田さんですよね。あれ
I know it because I'm Ken. I said it. My mouth was completely dry. I'd only managed to form words due to the strength of my feelings.
ケン何言って
Natsumi's thought processes halted. I began to tie our past and present together. It's true. A lot of stuff happened, and I ended up changing my name. But it's true. Natsumi's body quaked a little more with each word.
そんなはずないんです。
Well, I can't blame you for not believing it. I mean, my name and my personality have both changed quite a bit. My face is a lot different too, right? Almost makes me look like a different person entirely. Natsumi had no choice but to accept it. Even if my name was different. No matter how much my personality had changed. Regardless of how much my face had changed. I was Higuchi Ken. There was no way that Natsumi, my childhood friend, wouldn't be able to realize that. She looked me in the eyes.
ケンちゃん
Her doubt fled in the presence of the truth. Nachan. I had been expecting a smile. A smile filled with hope for the future. I had decided to talk about this believing in that smile.
そんなはず
However, shadows fell upon her expression. Shadows formed from cruel disarray.
ケンちゃんなんじゃないかなってケンちゃんだったらどうしようってそんな風に思ってて
Sobbing.
どうしてやだよなんでこんなケンちゃんなんで私の前にいるのこんなになった私やだこんな私ケンちゃん信じたく
Her howls of pain were beyond anything I had ever heard before. All I had hoped for was a smile. Natsumi pointed a finger at me, her face wet with tears.
ひどいよ
I'm sorry.
なんでもっと早くに
I'm sorry.
ケンちゃんにだけはこんなになっちゃった私をいられたくなかったのに
You're still Nachan to me.
私じゃないよ
Her voice was shrill.
ケンちゃんの知っている私はもういなくなっちゃったんだよ
My confession had forced Natsumi into a deep sort of despair. Her tears would not stop flowing. I told her just one thing. I'm back. And then she reached out her hand. Not to me. To a sunflower. This sunflower, fluttering amid the night wind, was the only thing that hadn't changed in these past 7 years.
寒いよ
It took all I had to restrain myself from embracing her. Because as you very well know, I'm Natsumi's precious friend, Higuchi Ken. Getting Natsumi home yesterday proved to be quite the ordeal. I tried to touch her countless times. Special high-class individuals are allowed to touch people with prohibition of falling in love in emergency situations. However, you must provide a detailed record explaining exactly why, how, and when you came into contact with them. Unlike when I had touched her trying to save her from falling off the cliff, touching her in the situation yesterday would have been considered illegal. It was already long past the time we generally left for school. Natsumi made no attempt to leave her room. Hey, aren't we going to school today? We're going to be late. Natsumi was curled in a corner of the room, clutching her knees. Na-chan. It seems she could hear me at least. We can make it in time for a second period class if we leave now. Hey, don't just hide away in the corner like that.
私はいいですから。言ってください。
I can't just...
言ってください。
If you want to take the day off, then I won't stop you. However, I'll be staying here with you.
どうして
Natsumi hadn't slept at all since last night.
森田さんがだなんて。
Natsumi would be one to cry so easily? What? I don't think that's correct. You don't need to look so depressed. Come on, smile. I truly wanted her to smile.
どうして
Please, don't obsess over this so much.
私クズだしネクラだし後ろ向きだしこんな私全然ダメなのに。
Trash, gloomy, and pessimistic, huh? You're too greedy for this whole self-deprecation thing, Na-chan. I could offer her naught but cheap comforts. Na-chan.
静かにしてもらってもいいですか？
Yeah. Natsumi's scars ran deep. I phoned the school and received permission to take the day off. Natsumi's sobs were endless. This was the longest, most difficult time I had ever spent with Natsumi.
森田さんは
Ah, yes. What is it? Quite unexpectedly, Natsumi herself prompted a conversation.
今まで何をやってたんですか？
Me? So you were asking about me, huh?
話してはもらえないですか？
I still felt a certain guilt about all of this, but I no longer had a reason to hide anything from her. I've been undergoing a training to become a special high-class individual.
特別強盗に
Yes. For a long, long time, Morita Kenichi's life was dedicated to the pursuit of that goal. Well, I say was and all, but I'm still not a high-class individual yet. To tell you the truth, I don't have much to talk about regarding my past. All I did was answer the problems they presented me with and follow through on the instructions they handed down to me.
どうして今まで黙ってたんですか？
Huh?
私が気づかなかったのがいけないんですかね？
No. It's perfectly understandable that you wouldn't realize it. I've changed in many ways.
さっちゃんや磯野君は知ってるんですか？
No, they don't. I haven't talked to them about it. Though it would appear that Isono had already realized it. I'm sorry for keeping quiet about it. This is only an excuse, but... Well, I'm Higuchi Saburo's son, right? I should have been arrested as per the involvement clause. It's not a good idea for me to go around revealing my true colors. Natsumi's face cramped up once more.
やっぱりそうなんだ。だから写真も持ってて私に優しくしてくれてたんだ。
She desperately tried to hold back her tears. The water seeped out of the sides of her eyes. Please, don't cry.
ケンちゃんが
I know what's wrong. You're just crying because you're hungry.
そうですか？
Alright, I'll utilize all of the skills I've got and cook you a feast. Man, my throat is dry, dude. Damn it, Kenichi. You're making this so awkward. I'll be borrowing the kitchen for a bit. It's done. Chikua, macaroni, and a lollipop. Amazing, huh? Even I don't know where the ingredients came from. She paid me no heed. Come on, it's your favorite food, right?
森田さんが食べてください。
I think I'll refrain. It seems kind of likely to upset one's stomach.
私はいいです。
You're the only person who can eat this. It looked like she wasn't really in a condition to be eating at the moment. A knock at the door. School was already over, so it could have been Sachi or Toka. Natsumi didn't so much as move, so I answered the door.
Yeah.
It was Isono. The logical course of action would be to... Come on, man! I can't handle that awkwardness. Well, there was no reason to treat him harshly or anything. Come on in.
こんにちは、夏美ちゃん。
Oh dear God, I hope you guys don't hear that. There was like a sudden blackout. If you guys heard that, I probably will have to edit that out.
元気ないね。森田に SE でも受けたのかな？
SE?
セクシャルハラスメントの略だよ。そんなことも知らんのか？
Shouldn't that be SH?
うるせえな。ELT をエレファントカマシだと思ってたくせに。
I have no idea why they abbreviate it that way, but alright. This guy was trying to give me a headache.
おっと、森田君とじゃれ合っている場合じゃなさそうだ。
So, what did you come by?
それで、夏美ちゃんはどうしたんだい？
Some stuff happened.
ひょっとして喋れなくなっちゃったとか？
磯野くん、何か用事ですか？
喋れるじゃないか。
Stop acting like such a jackass. Can't you at least try to understand the situation?
まだまだ元気だね、夏美ちゃん。
How could you call this kicking? Hey, Sono.
森田君、寮の玄関まで送ってくれ。
Huh? You're leaving already? Well, that was kind of anticlimactic.
いいから。
He looks serious. I followed Isono out of the room.
何があったかは聞かないけど。
For once, Isono seemed to be handling the matter delicately. He stared at the wall of the corridor. What's wrong?
何があったんだ？
You sure love those corny lines, don't you?
しかし、すっきりした顔をしているな。
What are you talking about now?
どうなんだい？
Well, I suppose you could put it that way, yes. But I ended up damaging Nachan like this, so... Isono nodded. His face told me that he knew the reason why.
夏美ちゃんを幸せにするには、君の力が必要だろうな。
He started walking down the hall while he was talking.
でも大丈夫。きっと立ち直ってくれるよ。
What makes you so confident?
僕は昔、もっとひどい状態だった頃の夏美ちゃんを見ているからね。
The past.
4年前、夏美ちゃんが不当に捕まった時さ。
The questioning before the trial, then.
笑って街を出て行って、絶望して帰ってきた。帰ってきたと言っても、夏美ちゃんに家はなかった。夏美ちゃんが勾留されていた3ヶ月の間に、親戚が売り払ったんだそうだ。
I didn't know that. So she's been living here ever since.
ご両親は、ほら、収容所にいるんだろ？
That seems to be the case. I accidentally leaked some classified information.
夏美ちゃんのお母さんはね、それは絵に描いたような優しい人だったよ。
I had met her before. She had these big round eyes, and she looked just like Natsumi when she smiled.
いつかの祭日にさ、家族ぐるみで川辺で鍋をしたことがあるんだよ。お母さんがテキパキと食材を整えて、夏美ちゃんはそれを手伝って。
I had had no idea.
その時、ケンと夏美ちゃんは珍しく喧嘩していたそうなんだ。
I didn't even remember it. It was probably just some childish quarrel.
もうケンちゃんなんかに会いたくないって声が夜の河原に響いてさ。そしたらお母さんが言うんだよ。会いたくないなら会わなくてもいいよって。でも自分が会いたくないって思ったらずっと会えないよって。そしたら夏美ちゃん泣いちゃってね。ケンちゃんに会えなくなっちゃったら嫌だって。それでお母さんがその頭を撫でながら言うんだよ。いつでも心を開いて全てをあるがままに受け入れて会いたいって願いなさい。
Oh, sorry. Damn you,
い
anime.
つでも心を開いて全てをあるがままに受け入れて会いたいって願いなさい。そしたらたとえ離れ離れになってもまた会えるからって。
I didn't know something like that happened.
まあ全部僕の作った物語だけどね。
No, it's true, isn't it? Isona gave me a non-committal glance.
三郎さんが残したデータの入ったメモリ、それをくれるなら君にもっといい話を聞かせてあげよう。
You really want that thing, don't you? That's inheritance.
それが僕の物語を完結させる鍵になると信じているからね。
I refuse.
そうか、実に残念。なくさずにちゃんとパンツの中にでも隠しておくんだぞ。
It was stored away in my back pocket. Thank you very much. Later, we had reached the exit of the dorm.
シャキッとしろよ。夏美ちゃんを助けられるのはお前だけなんだからな。
Natsumi still hadn't moved from the corner. I had ended up cooking and eating dinner by myself. I made a decision. I would face my precious friend and have a discussion with her. Nachan, have you calmed down a little? She shot her head in the opposite direction as soon as I looked her in the eyes. I had gotten far enough to go on a date with her. It kind of felt like I was back at square one. After a short while, however, Natsumi looked back at me. When I wasn't looking at her, our eyes never crossed paths. Man, why was this going so badly? Nachan.
森田さん、聞いてもいいですか？
Huh? That one took me by surprise.
ダメですか？
Not at all. Not at all. What is it? In fact, I've been waiting for you to talk to me.
私、変わりましたよね。
Yeah.
信じられないくらい変わっちゃいましたよね。
Everyone changes.
嫌いになったでしょ。
I changed too, didn't I? I slowly shook my head.
私は大きく変わってしまいました。笑わなくなったし、お友達もいなくなったし。
Well, Toka's angry all the time, isn't she? And it's not like Isono has any friends.
さっちゃんやお姉さんみたいに何かしたいこともないし。
Sachi is Sachi, and Toka is Toka, right? You're Nachan.
それもそうでした。
She suddenly gave in.
いつも一人でいるのに誰かと比較しようだなんておこがましいですね。
How very insecure.
でも 私は助けてって叫んでる人を崖であなたは助けられなかった。
That must have really weighed a lot in her mind. Hey, you were just following the rules of your obligation, right? Though obligations aside, she did have a fear of touching people.
嫌いになったでしょ。私最低です。
That's not true.
友達を助けられない最低な人間です。
Tears rolled down her cheeks.
嫌いになったよね。
That's not true.
嫌いになったよね。
I'll never be able to hate you.
どうしてどうして私こんな違うのに。絶対嫌いになったよ。
It's not true. Why would I ever hate you?
いいの嫌いでもどうしようもないから。関係ない。何がどうなったって関係ない。
Then why are you crying?
わからないわからない。
Tears poured through her fingers.
なんで泣いてるの。
I won't hate you. Not ever.
変だよ。そんなの変だよ。嫌いにならなきゃ。変だよ。
Then I guess I'm just weird. I sat down next to Natsumi. I might not have been able to touch her, but I could at least be by her side.
こんな毎日死んだように生きているだけの何の意味もないつまんない私なんかがどうして。
I couldn't offer her my hand, but I could offer her my heart. Higuchi-can... He cried? That's a word? Denounce, okay. He cried his line of thought, labeling it as mere sophistry. He was telling me that I didn't have the right to approach Natsumi. However, I wasn't weak enough to worry about things like rights or qualifications. Perhaps some would call it shameless, but I was no longer the weak boy who could only think about himself. I would return this girl's kindness from 7 years ago. Not that I held any affection for my current self either. Nachan, I'm really happy being with you. Those were Nachan's words. Nachan, I'm really happy being with you. So you're not allowed to be friends with someone who's boring, never makes eye contact, and lives like they're already dead? My words were flushed with conceit.
私なんかと一緒にいても得することなんて一つもないでしょ。むしろ森田さんの足を引っ張ってる。
You're not allowed to be friends with someone unless you gain something from it? I think that line of thought is wrong.
嫌いじゃない。こんな私なのに。
Her eyes slowly made their way toward me. I'm home, Nachan. I'm home.
私
I'm home.
待ってた。長い間会いたいって思ってた。願ってればいつか会えるって。
Yeah. Your mom said that, didn't she? Nachan, you were the only one who waited for me all this time, weren't you? She had forgiven me for how terrible I was.
ずっと長い間待ってた。諦めちゃいそうなほど長い間私けちょ
She faced toward me and started walking.
けんちょ
She shuffled over the mat, her feet alternating clumsily.
けんちょ
Her face was close enough that I could feel her breath.
けんちゃんけんちゃん
We both smiled at each other. We couldn't hold each other's hands like we had back then, but...
けんちゃん
And then Natsumi finally said it. Welcome back. There had been a lot of detours along the way, but we had finally managed to reunite. Feelings are weird, man. A new morning at dawn. My body was still in some slight pain, so I did a few exercises out in the veranda in order to loosen it up. It would not be pleasant if I were unable to move in an emergency situation due to pain. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. My joints creaked. Guess I'm still not 100%. Owie. Oh, you're awake? Good morning, Nachan. I'd appreciate it if we could just treat each other normally today. She slowly rose to her feet. She was looking at the wall, or so it seemed at least. She walked around on unsteady feet. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen her half asleep. She had probably slept quite deeply after all those tears of relief last night. Nyamu nyamu. She walked toward the wall, slobber running down the side of her face. This looked like it could be pretty entertaining. She slammed her head against the wall. Ouch. She fell right back down onto her futon. Good morning, Nachan. How are you feeling this fine morning? Why? You don't want to call me by my name? I see. Oh well. It's alright. I don't care. Not one bit. Not at all. Not even a little. No, really. I don't care at all about stuff like that. I'm telling you, it's no big deal. On guard. I lightly tapped Natsumi on the head with a rolled-up magazine that had just happened to be nearby. Nachan, you didn't do anything wrong, okay? You don't need to apologize. Anyway, I'm starving. Let's eat together. Alright, I'll be honest. I'd really prefer it if she called me Kenchan. But Sachi's pretty sharp. I'm pretty sure she'd pick up on something. 2 out of the 3 already know, yeah? I guess it's only a matter of time until Sachi figures it out anyway. We had a conversation while eating breakfast. You know, I just can't get over how delicious your miso soup is.
そうですか。
Yeah. Perhaps because it's flavored with love. Whoa, Nachan! Drink some water. I immediately pushed the glass of water toward her.
変なこと言わないでください。
Hey now, I just wanted us to bond a little. Whoa, this salad is fit for a king. It fills my entire mouth up with this gooey texture. I can still taste it. Wait a second, is this rotten? Dear Lord, it's rotten, isn't it?
多分ドレッシングの感触を勘違いしたのかと。
Ah, this is wondrous. True ambrosia.
ごまかしてませんか？
And this salmon is simply divine. Your cooking skills exceed those of the Iron Chef.
それはうまく焼けたなって思ったやつです。
Yeah, Nachan. It takes a genius like you to come up with an idea like baking fish.
そんな普通ですよ。
She looked away as soon as I made eye contact with her.
なんですか？
Her tone was delicate. I was just thinking that smiles really do suit you best. Damn you, corny, cheesy line, Morita Kenichi.
そんな。
Hey, it's not like I just confessed my love for you or anything.
からかわないでください。
Our day was off to a smooth start. We were walking to school like usual, but something was a bit different. People began turning their glances upon us as we approached the school. Natsumi's head was lowered just a bit, but she wasn't trying to run away. She was walking next to me. Close enough that it was obvious that we were going to school together. Are you okay?
はい、大丈夫です。
I see. Well, don't try to do anything you're uncomfortable with. If things get rough, I'll help you out.
はい、どうもです。
I heard malicious whispers here and there. Hinata is with a man. Of course, there were also those jeered loudly enough that we could hear them quite plainly.
いろいろ言われてますね。
Pay them no heed. They're just trying to get a reaction out of you.
私は大丈夫ですが、森田さんは。
Ken-chan ain't afraid of bullies anymore. I could sense someone approaching us from behind. Were they planning to try something? The hell do you want? Oh, it's just them.
なんだって声かけようとしただけだよ。
Damn, she was almost in tears.
私たち悪いことした？
You were trying to sneak up on us.
急に振り返ったと思ったらすごく怖い顔なんだもん。びっくりした。
I was born looking this way. I glanced at the three girls standing around me. Sachi, Toka, and Natsumi. All three of them were involved with an obligation in some way.
今日はなんかやけに注目浴びてるね。
Nah, it's because you've got chocolate in your face.
ついてないよ。あれでしょ？私らはぶられてんでしょ？
It's because I'm walking next to Nachan.
いつも一緒に登校してたじゃん。
Well, yeah, we do. However, we've never walked this closely together before.
Huh?
We're usually further apart than this.
そういえば、日向さん。はい。ケンイチと一緒にいろいろ頑張ってるんだ。さすがケンイチじゃん。夏美の心を開くなんてすごいじゃん。
Nah, I can't take any of the credit. This is all thanks to Nachan's own efforts. Right?
そんなことないです。森田さんがいなかったら 今頃私は
I'm just the cheerleader here, really. The person in question always ends up canceling their own obligation. I shot a glance at Sachi and Toka.
森田さん
So you gotta have a higher opinion of yourself, Nachan.
うんうん仲いいねでも森田さんの助けが私にとっては大きいものなので
Well, hearing that does wonders for my motivation, at least.
二人ともいい感じだね
Sachi suddenly twisted her arm around mine.
ねえねえ2日も休んで2人で何してたの
She had a lewd sort of twinkle in her eyes. What do you mean?
何してたの
Toka crossed her arms and glared at me, expecting answers. What did we do? Nothing, right?
何もです
We just played around. That's it.
授業サボって遊んでたの
Well, saying that had been a bad idea.
何して遊んでたのもしかしてお医者さんごっことか
Come on, Sachi. There's no way we'd do that.
ですあれでしょ濃密なマッサージでしょ
Wrong again. What's wrong with you guys?
なんか釈然としないのよね私もなんかねなんか悪さしたんじゃないよね
She glanced upward at me. Anyways, you guys don't go to school together very often, do you? I changed the subject. I didn't feel like dealing with Sachi at the moment.
途中で会ったのどうかってばまたチョコレート食べてたんだよそれは内緒って言ったでしょ
Well, just don't go too overboard. Kyoko-san will get pissed off again.
そんなこと分かってるってばちょっと朝ごはんが足りなかったから
You didn't get enough.
お母さんが作ってくれたんだけどねちょっと失敗したらしくて
A little bit.
結構
Considerably?
全部
Well, she's still a beginner after all. The four of us entered the school gate together. Isono came to speak with me during lunch break. I think I should end it off here though. I don't want to, but it's getting super late for me. I really would love to make another episode, but it's almost 1 a.m. and I don't want to oversleep today. I like it. Stuff hasn't gone down yet. I know for sure something is going to happen. There's no way Hosuke is gonna let this go. It's been too easy so far. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I like it. But then again, as I said, I'm biased towards Natsumi. She reminds me a lot of myself. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.